Welcome, everybody. I am thrilled to have DiAnn Mills with us today. How are you today, DiAnn?
I am great, thank you, and so excited to be here.
Oh, we're excited to have you. So, let me tell you a little bit about DiAnn. She is a best-selling author who invites her readers to step into stories where suspense meets adventure and romance warms the heart. Known for crafting unforgettable characters, and let me tell you, I still remember some of the first books I read of hers. So, absolutely unforgettable characters. And you have unpredictable plots, and you believe every breath we take is a story waiting to be told. So why not make it thrilling? Now, your novels have consistently landed on bestseller lists and won tons of awards. You invest in helping fellow authors with conferences and writing workshops. You're all over the place. And you love your coffee.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Coffee, good books, and the grandkids.
Yes, absolutely.
And you and your husband make your home in Houston, Texas. And we are so thrilled to have you with us today, DiAnn.
Oh, this is thrilling for me, and just to talk about story, uh,
Yeah.
passion for story, the connections we make along the way. It is. I can't imagine doing anything else in the world that is more satisfying.
Oh, and we so appreciate that you share your imagination with us. So we are here today to talk about your upcoming book, Canyon of Deceit, and that releases next Tuesday, right? The 9th? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, a wilderness survival expert
Mhm.
is contacted in the middle of the night by a frantic man whose wife has just been murdered and his daughter is kidnapped. And he can't contact the police. So he's reaching out for a wilderness survival expert because he knows where his daughter is. And it just gets more fun after that. Oh, by the way, the frantic man, he's Russian. So if this leaks out to the wrong people, we're talking about an international conflict. In comes the hero. Everybody needs a hero. And mine is a Texas Ranger who knows his negotiation skills and has expert marksmanship, and he's downright cute. So that is what the story is about. It's set in the Guadalupe Mountains in West Texas,
Yeah.
and uh, and that was a thrilling adventure too.
Oh, and I loved your characters. Like the very first, well, with the prologue, really, you really created the emotional attachment. And I just could not put that down. Um, and then the first chapter, you jumped right in the first sentence.
Oh, yes, it was. Let me tell you a little tidbit.
Mhm.
In that prologue, the heroine is 12 years old and she writes her younger sister a song, and the words are there. At the end, she writes the hero a song, and the words are there. Well, I went to Suno, Suno, if anybody's curious, and said, would you take these words? And this is the kind of song I want, and and a woman singing it. And what kind of examples can you give me? I was so excited because it made the story come so much more alive to me. So that's on my the book page on my website.
And they're beautiful songs.
Oh, I was thrilled. I'd
Yeah.
like to say, oh, I did those, but I didn't.
So, what inspired you to write Canyon of Deceit?
I have always been curious about living off the grid and what it would be like not only to survive and have food, clothing, shelter, all those things we need, but what if you were in a position that someone's life was in danger? And for me, that had to be a child. I believe the most precious gift we are ever given is a child, and they should be loved and nurtured and protected and make sacrifices for whatever it takes. So, combination of off the grid, a missing child, just got the creative juices going. And I had been near the Guadalupe Mountains before, but I'd never hiked in them. And I'm a little OCD when it comes about research and finding out what my characters are doing. I've done some pretty crazy things, but this was going to the Guadalupe Mountains. And the area that I wanted, you can't get to from the Texas side. You have to go into New Mexico and drive to get to that area. So the Guadalupe Mountains, I'm telling you, Gina, they are incredibly beautiful. Um, Desolate, off the grid. You don't want to get sick or have a flat tire. Be prepared for either wildlife or free roaming cattle and horses to cross the road. And the park rangers are so thrilled about what they do. So they offer all kinds of information. So I wanted this in an area called Dog Canyon.
Yes.
And in Dog Canyon, they only have volunteer park rangers because it's really isolated. And sometimes there's a ranger there and sometimes there isn't. But that's where I went and took a lot of pictures, put them on my Pinterest board for Canyon of Deceit, and used them for some memes. But I got to have that wonderful sensory perception, the sight, the hearing, the listening, touching, not cactus, but touching it, and all those wonderful things about experiencing where my characters are walking. And that was um, that was just an incredible experience.
It's really amazing, and it pulls through into the book because you talk about the animals that you see and the plants that you see and the horseshoe curves that you have to drive through to get anywhere. So it really immerses you in the setting as you're reading it.
Oh, yes, I have this app on my phone called Pick This, and I used it there. What you do, you focus on a plant and it tells you what it needs, um, whether it's sick or healthy, all kinds of things like that. So I could use that there for the type of brush and rare plants that you see so that I could understand them. It just rooted me just a little bit more in the story.
Oh, I can imagine. And I need to check out your Pinterest page because I didn't realize that you took all of those pictures.
Yes. Yes.
That's wonderful.
I told you I'm a little OCD about making sure that the reader doesn't question, well, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She hasn't been there. That kind of thing. That's really, really important to me.
Oh, it definitely pulls through wonderfully. Now, we have a lot of characters in the story.
Mhm.
And do any of them represent someone or a circumstance that is personal to you?
Only the little girl, Alina,
Yeah.
because before my writing days, long time ago, I was a daycare director and we had a little preschool and things of that nature. And children are, as I said before, our most priceless treasure. And my own boys, three adopted and one I call my fault, biological. Um, the value of protecting them is 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 a theme that I want my reader to know about. That it is an incredible responsibility, but it ensures that the next generation and the next generation are the best they can be.
Yes, yes. And but you pull that in a bit aggressively because Elena's father is a crazy protective parent.
Oh, yes. I mean, we all know parents who have on their kids' phones how to find them, know where they're at exactly. Oh, Rurik went overboard with Elena. He Her mother had died, and he had basically raised her until he remarried. And so her shoes, everything. He made sure he knew where his daughter was. But that didn't stop unscrupulous men
No, it
from
didn't.
kidnapping her and blackmailing him. Things of that nature. No matter what we do, there's always an adversary. Oh,
Yes, yes. Now I have to ask. I had never heard about the shoe tracker thing.
oh,
And that was so cool. So how did you learn about that or even think to put that in there?
Google and AI. What can I say? I wanted something that was OCD
Mhm.
because Rurik was. And so I thought, the little necklace had a tracker on it. She had a little ballerina necklace. And then her shoes, every pair of her shoes. And he had her put them on a charging unit at night, but he didn't tell her that's what it was. So he could always know where his daughter uh, was. But anyway, I just Googled for odd things to track people. And I thought, yeah, little girls' pink tennis shoes, why not?
It was so cool. And it was completely unexpected, but it perfectly fit the storyline. It was
Oh,
perfect.
thank you. Thank you. I love
Now,
story. I love writing story. But
yeah,
Gina, you don't want me balancing your checkbook.
I mean, we all have our strengths.
Yes, yes, that's not mine.
So, in addition to visiting the mountains and the canyon, what else did you do for research?
Well, the story doesn't end in the Guadalupe Mountains. It goes from the high desert to Houston's ship channel
Mhm.
because it can't be easy for the hero and heroine. No, 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 no. Sacrifices have to be made, choices made that you wonder at the time, was that really the best choice? So ended up in at the ship channel and taking those tours and looking at all these weird warehouses along the way. Oh, I can see that happening. I can see that happening. And also spent 2 nights at a hotel that at the end of the story is a pivotal point. And just being able to stay at that hotel and looking out at the ship channel and envisioning what was going on, where the restaurant area was, all those things. As I said before, it just helps me paint a more vivid picture,
Mm.
and that's what I did. Oh, I don't want to give this all away, but it was very interesting to find out how um, an illegal
Yeah.
could jump ship and swim. I mean, if they could swim that far to safety. I found that incredible too.
Imagine.
Uh, and so I love that scene. I
Wow.
think I like them all. I fall in love with my stories and my characters.
Mhm.
The things in the backstory that made them who they are today, and what they have learned in the backstory, what they learn in the story, so that you can envision positive things ahead, even though life's always full of challenges. Um, I am a Christian writer, and that means to me at least one character is going to solve their problems and live their life according to a Christian worldview. It doesn't mean they're not going to get shot or snake bitten or tied up or anything like that, but it's how they approach. I've always thought the best person behind a Glock is a Christian, but who am I? But those things are all very, very important to me. The suspense, the thrilling aspect, making it as real as possible. I want that reader to close the book and then think a few days later, well, is that character behaving herself? Is he doing what he's supposed to be doing? Is Alina back at school? Those kinds of things.
Well, and that makes me wonder because we do create emotional attachments to your characters. So, how do you decide? You've written series and standalone. How do you decide which one you're going to do with these characters? Because even you love them so much.
I do, and I like series because of the arc that just carries
Mhm.
over all three. But I also like the standalone simply because, okay, Gina, this is book three, but you haven't read book one and two. And I don't want to put off an adventure for you by telling you that, well, it doesn't do any good to read three till you read one and two.
Mhm.
And so, because of that, um, I tend more toward a standalone or a series that you wouldn't necessarily have to read all of them in order. They sort of finish up and you understand what's going on in the next book or books.
And that makes it great for us. But I mean, sometimes we want that emotional attachment with that character again. So I just reread the book.
Absolutely. I know that you have writers and readers who are viewing us today, and I want to say to them, you know what? Whatever challenges you out there, just go do it. Just go do it. I wanted to write for years and years. I mean, my first book was on a Big Chief notebook pad. I'll give away my age here in a minute, and a number two lead pencil. But I never showed my things to anyone. And I destroyed them or, whatever. And then in 96, which is still a few years ago, my husband and I had been married about 2 years, and he said to me, stop telling me that someday you're going to write a book. Just do it. Quit your job. I'll give you a year to get anything published. I don't care what it is, and you don't have to get paid for it. And if you do, you don't ever have to go back to your other job. Whoa, whoa.
What a promise.
I know. So I said, all right, I will. And I did. And so Canyon of Deceit is book number 96. I don't know how that happened. And in 2017, my husband's job ended. And so he started helping me more. So now
Mhm.
we do this together. And he helps, like I say, balance my checkbook, things of that nature. But so that's what I'm saying to those of you who are thinking, could I do this? Could I go back to school? Could I be a better mom or wife or aunt or daughter? Whatever, or a man, whatever you're thinking, you know what? You don't know if you try. And just sitting back dreaming doesn't cause you to reach that goal.
No, you're so right. Yes. Now, okay, so when you got started in 96, what was that first book?
It was called Rehoboth, and it came out in 98. It was a little romance. I wrote for a book club that every month they put out a romance and a contemporary.
Yeah.
So I did both for about, I think it was about 28 or so books. Um, and just, I want to write suspense. Contemporary is harder for me than historical because technology is changing all the time. And so I felt more of a challenge and was more motivated by writing the contemporary. So I made that leap and have been writing suspense ever since. And the few historicals I did write are more suspenseful.
Yes.
And I just thoroughly enjoy that.
I- It's wonderful. And okay, so how did you learn so much about guns?
Oh, a couple of different things. Contacted people who were gun experts
Yeah.
and took the FBI Citizens Academy course, took an ATF um, Citizens Academy course so that I could learn more about firearms, bought some books, have my favorite Google sites that I subscribe to that give me the latest and greatest. And if you're interested and you want to make it real, you find a way to research. And that's always been the case with me. Somebody has just dropped into my path and it happened.
And it sounds like you do constant research, not always specific research, just getting the lay of the land across the board all the time, even when you're not writing for something specific.
Right, I do. And in doing Canyon of Deceit, I love masterclass.
Hmm.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. And I did on a whim, a several week course with Jessie Cribbs, who is
Yeah.
female wilderness survival expert. Delightful, absolutely delightful. So then I signed up for her things. And I also took a negotiator course from Chris Voss, who was influential in building up the negotiation division of Houston's FBI. And I got on all of his blog posts and things. So ideas always came in. It helped me understand how to word things better. Actually, it helped me a lot in my personal life too,
Mhm.
to truly listen, to make sure that you pick and choose the right words that build the other person up and let them know, hey, I am on your side. So let's work this out. So
Yeah. That's amazing because you're always like you're into so much stuff all the time.
I guess I am. I guess I
You
am.
are. Yeah,
uh,
and you also write devotionals too.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I write devotions. I want those to be real.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Everything about me has to be real because if it doesn't apply to the life we're living and the struggles we're going through, how can we find what we need?
Yeah.
And so that, my faith is very, very important to me. I begin the morning with quiet time with God and working out. So I'm sweating and praying. But that's when the neurons fire the most. And that's how I begin every day. And I guess that is just my life. Somebody said, well, Diane, when are you going to retire? I don't know what that is. No idea what that is. Uh, so I intend to keep going as long as readers enjoy my books.
Well, it's not really a job for you because you love it so much. So, I mean,
Right.
it's not the same as retiring from something you have to do. It's
Mhm.
something that you love to do.
Right, right. And I love mentoring and coaching.
Yeah.
I do take an occasional editing project. But those kinds of things, I have to know, okay, I have this amount of time that I can give this person and I can do what I feel is a good job. But I'm
Mhm.
not going to pile so much on my plate that I'm overwhelmed, stressed, and can't do the job that I feel it needs. That's critical to me too.
And how long does it take you to write a book?
First draft about 3 months.
Okay.
And then I wanted to cook.
Yeah.
And then I want to get back into it. Now, I say 3 months. Uh, what I'm saying is to just get it out there. I am a seat of the pants writer. I am not married to an outline. The only thing I do ahead of time is characterization and the research. I do that ahead of time so that by the time I start chapter one, line one, I know who that character is and I know, have an idea what their problem is, but I have no idea where it's going. And I love that because I want it to be as much an adventure to me as it is to the reader.
So you experience it along with your characters.
Mhm. Yes,
Oh,
if there's a dead body in a rolled up piece of carpet at the curb, it's as big a surprise to me as it is to you.
now it's been 1, maybe 2 years since you visited the Naval Yard, and that was part of the research for this book, wasn't it?
Yes,
And so that's a fairly long process, even though it's a quick process.
yes. And taking notes and pictures, recording interviews, all of those things really, really help define the story and the character. You know, there's a whole lot of difference in a man who's 32 years old who lives on a ranch in Montana and a
Mhm.
32-year-old oil and businessman in Houston. They may have they may have the same education, maybe not, same age, but their life experiences, their culture, that's who makes them who they are.
Yes, yes. And so in your suspense books, what is one thing that you've determined that is always necessary? I mean, besides suspense.
Yeah, yes. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Either forgiving the character needs to forgive something about themselves. You know, I'm a failure because I did this or I didn't do this. This was my fault, or maybe it wasn't my fault. But taking care of the junk in the backstory is always very, very important to me. And sometimes that forgiveness is for those who have done the things to us. Uh, Forgiveness is never about the person you are forgiving, they're about you. And it's the greatest gift we can give ourselves. And so there's always an element of forgiveness somewhere. Even though I say, is this book going to have it? Yeah, because that's part of who we are. We all internalize so much stuff. And if there is something going on that needs to be forgiven and that part in my book reminds them, then go for it and celebrate.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, what's next?
Well, I finished all my line edits for a romantic suspense set in Houston called Forged by Flames. And a arsonist investigator left his pregnant wife, abandoned her 22 years ago because he felt it was best for his wife and his unborn child for their safety. So he gives her the divorce. He promises never to try to contact the child. The wife has no clue why. 22 years later, the story opens, and that woman is found murdered, and her 22-year-old daughter, they can't find her. And so Is it something from the past? He's still an arson investigator. Is it something he's working on now? What happens when he finally does find his daughter? Wow, that is a issue in the making.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes. So, yes, I had a very, very good time investigating, researching arson investigators. My heroine is a member of Houston SWAT. That's fun too. Uh, just everything, everything about it. It was just another adventure. And so I'm looking forward. That'll be next September. And hopefully you and I can work together again because I love that.
Oh,
Oh,
we love working with you too.
oh, you are incredible and your whole team. I mean, partners in crime, you nailed it.
Thank you so much. It is always such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank,
So, partners in crime, if you want an adventure, be sure to check out Diane's new book, Canyon of Deceit. Thank you so much.
thank you.